analog to digital conversion. In the real world, we are using different electronic devices which takes the analog inputs and converts in digital and process the digital data. Example, mobile phones, which takes our voice as analog signal, which converts into digital signal by using the analog to digital converter and send our voice signal to the destination. So in this process, first they take the analog signal that is continuous in amplitude and continuous in time period. This signal is converting into continuous in amplitude, discrete in time period. Next, it will be quantized, means which take the nearest values to the one level. Then that is converting into digital. So discrete values are converting into digital. Like that, this analog signal is converting into digital signal by using sampling and quantization circuit. So the same procedure we are using in different applications. So our application is MSP 430. It contains inbuilt 10-bit ADC and sigma delta 16-bit ADC. So before going to the circuit diagram, it contains some specifications, some terminology. That is, one is accuracy. Accuracy indicates the what is the exact value it will converted. That means 0.123456789 means exact value. Next, resolution. So how many bits we are using to represent the digital value? Suppose in case of LCD panel or LED panel, there are some limitation is there. After point, we can take display only two values. Even we are getting multiple values. That means suppose 0.123, they are displaying only zero point 0.1. So 2, 3 are discarded here. So that is the resolution. Next, quantization error. While taking the nearest values to the discrete to digital like that. At that time, we are missing some values. That means 0.1232, zero point 0.1. So here 2, 3 is missing. So that like sometimes in the recovery side, this may be errors may be getting. Next, input range. What our application supporting the only 1 volts to 3 volts, it will detect, converts, but the input voltage is 0.1 volts means both are mismatching. So we need to amplify the input signal based on our device, ADC device, which converts range. Similarly, voltage reference level to converting into digital. Similarly, that requires the noise and filtering circuits. How much noise will be eliminating here, that will be also important here. Next, ADC 10, analog to digital conversion 10. 10 indicates the 10 bits we are using here to represent its digital value. So it is a successive approximation register core which converts this analog inputs into digital value here. Digital value. So first it contains 12 channels, input channels. These are connecting into the multiplexer. This internally connecting with the reference voltages and supply voltages. We can take any one of these reference and compare with the inputs. So by using input channel selector, that means it is a multiplexer which is select the any one of the input among multiple inputs and gives to the sample and hold circuit. This channel selection will be selected by using this enable channel. Next, the sampling and hold circuit samples the input signal by using ADC 10, 10 sample and hold circuit. Sample and hold circuit. This will be selected. We need to select only one channel or multiple channels. Repeat the thing that will be decided by using this enable the conversion. Here, if you are selecting 0, 0, single channel single conversion will be started, means single channel is converted once. If you are selecting 0 1, sequence of channel will be converted once. 1 0 indicates repeat single channel repeatedly, repeat the multiple channels. So based on the selection, the conversion will be started. Next, that is giving to the successive approximation core register. So it takes this sample and hold values and it converts into digital. So by taking the reference voltages. Here by giving one value to the REF1 bit, that will be enabled. So this reference voltage, so this is the external reference. This external reference voltage may be 1.5 volts or 2.5 volts. Then that is giving to the buffer. Here we can select the sampling rate frequency. Then that is giving to the this VCC and V reference. So by using this one, based on the difference, which will select the desired reference voltage. Similarly, it select the clock signal internally. That is any one of these multiple signals. One is analog to digital conversion 10-bit oscillator. That clock may be taking from analog to digital 10 clock may be taking from ADC 10 oscillator. There is source select ADC 10 source select. The source may be ADC 10 oscillator, auxiliary clock, main clock, subsystem main clock. So this ADC module can select any one of the source and will be programmable by using the divisor. That means we can select the desired clock frequency by dividing with divisor, that may be 1 to 8, and generate the desired clock frequency. So based on this programmable clock frequency, which generate the exact digital value to the corresponding input signal, that is going to the ADC 10 memory. Here this ADC module contains DTC, data transfer control, which automatically stores the converted digital value into the memory without involving the CPU. So whenever it is storing into external memory devices, the interrupt flag will be 1. Like that, this analog to digital converter converts this analog inputs into digital values and stored in the memory without involving the CPU by using DTC. Whenever it is not used, it goes to the low power mode to save the power consumption. Next, one more analog digital converter is Sigma Delta analog to digital converter. It is a 16-bit converter. It contains 7 channels. Each channel contains 8 analog pairs. So these are the analog pairs. These are connecting to the Sigma Delta 16 input channel selector. This is the multiplexer, which contains internal temperature sensor for referring that for taking the voltage reference. Next, that is giving to the buffer, that is a Sigma Delta 16-bit buffer. Next, that is giving to the programmable gain controller. So based on the programmable gain, we can select the accurate output digital value, that is giving to the second order Sigma Delta modulator. So first we are taking the any one of the analog input, that will be selected by using the channel selector, that is multiplexer here. Next, that is amplified. Next, that is giving to the gain controller. Here we are amplifying the input signal to matching the Sigma Delta input range. Then that is giving to the second order Sigma Delta modulator. Here the conversion started by using the Sigma Delta 16-bit start conversion. At the same time, it takes the voltage reference from the external reference voltage, that is 1.2 volts reference voltage, by giving 1 to the reference voltage on bit. Then after converting, so it is clocking from any one of the internal clocks. So by using the sigma delta 16-bit source select, we can select any one of the clock, that may be main clock or subsystem main clock, auxiliary clock, timer A clock. We can select any one of the clock. Again, that is configured, that means that is dividing by the divider to get the desired clock frequency, that is giving to the second order sigma modulator, at the same that is giving to the digital filter. So first we are getting the analog signal that is sampled here, then that is quantized here. After conversion in the conversion, then we are getting the digital value. So we are using filter here to remove the unwanted signals in the digital value. Then that is giving to the sigma delta 16-bit memory. Sigma delta 16-bit memory. So here we using DTC, data transfer control, which transfer the converted value into the memory automatically without using the CPU. So if you are using CPU, it consumes some power. So to reduce the power consumption, so we are using the DTC, and then it is stored into the external memory chips. At that time, that interrupt flag value will be 1. So like that, we can take the analog inputs, then giving to the second order sigma delta modulator and converting to digital and stored in the desired memory location without using the CPU. So we can save the power. Next, flash memory FRAM. So in the MSP 430 contains FRAM. So it is also a RAM, one type of RAM, but it is non-volatile. That means even power is turned off, the data is not erased. So if you comparing these two, FRAM and flash memory, because FRAM is a true random access memory, but it is also a non-volatile, because even power is turned off, it saves the data. So here flash also same, it is non-volatile memory that can be electrical erasable and reprogrammed. Same here, memory is not segmented in the FRAM, here memory is segmented in the flash memory. So writing speed is 2 Mbps, more than the 2 Mbps in case of FRAM. In case of flash memory, writing speed is 14 kbps. So write access is consumes low power, it consumes somewhat power more than the FRAM power. Similarly, FRAM writes can be performed across the full voltage range of the devices. Here flash cannot perform the write access across the full voltage range of the devices. So most of the devices we are using ferroelectric random access memory, so which is preferable when comparing with flash memories. It is an ultra low power non-volatile technology with write speed more than the 2 Mbps.